Dorothy, we have a group photo here. Who is this a picture of?
That's my husband's family.
And where did your husband's family come from?
His dad came from Odessa, Russia, or that area.
So are they German-Russian?
Mm-hmm.
And which one is your husband? Do you remember your in-laws well? Do you remember your in-laws?
Mm-hmm.
What were they like?
Well, they lived a different life than I was used to.
What was it?
Well, they were very critical about how things were done, and yet they were neat, you know. But they weren't as religious as I was brought up, you know. Mm-hmm.
And what kind of, did you have to make any changes when you got married?
Yeah.
To adjust?
To some extent.
What did you have to change?
Oh, well, I had to be very careful what I said, you know. They made fun of me because I thought I didn't know nothing about the farm and all this and that, you know, so I took a lot of abuse in the way they talked, you know, but I don't want that in the books.
Now, Dorothy, this is a picture of your in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
And what were their names?
Christian and Katharina Ziegler.
And what is special about what they are wearing?
What they're wearing? Well, I think her gown, you know, still wearing a dark color, but I liked the way it was made, and I noticed his deal too, you know, was different.
His tie?
Mm-hmm.
Was that traditional
I
form
think
of
so.
dress?
Yeah.
And what is special about this picture? Is it a special occasion?
I think it was their wedding. Uh-huh.
And was it typical for women to have something on their heads?
Right. She has. Mm-hmm.
And what is this a picture of?
That's my mother's home in Hanover, Germany.
And she stayed there?
Yeah, she never came to America.
And when did your father come over?
I think it was in 1907 or 8. I don't know.
And who is this?
That's my father when he was in the seminary at Dubuque, Iowa.
And how long was he there?
3 years.
Was that before he married your mother?
Mm-hmm.
How old was he when he went to seminary? Do you know?
Oh, he must have been in his early 20s, you know, because he took part of the seminary in Germany already.
And what was he studying to be?
A pastor.
Of what type of church?
The Lutheran. Mm-hmm.
And how many places did he pastor over the years?
Oh, 1, 2, 5, 10, about 15. They were a lot of them in one place, but they had, Ashley, he had 5 churches. And in Nebraska, 2, Montana, 3. And then when north, and here at Halliday Dunn Center, 1, 2. Well, he had Halliday Dunn Center in Dodge. And then they lived in Zap. They had 2 there. And then north of Hazen, had 2 there.
Did he ever say what he liked most about being a pastor?
Well, he enjoyed it. I know, like in the wintertime, you know, if he couldn't get there, it bothered him that he couldn't fulfill his duty.
And did he make up for it when the weather permitted?
Well, you couldn't make it up, you know, so.
And what is your fondest memory of your father?
Well, I think he was devoted to his profession, you know.
What did he teach you?
Well, to live a Christian life, you know. Yeah.
And what is this building?
That's where my mother went to school in Nebraska.
Do you remember the name of the school?
Maybe it's look on the back.
Okay. And did she talk about her time in school?
Not that much.
Do you know how long she lived in Nebraska?
Well, till she got married.
And here we have some farm animals.
Yeah.
Where were these photos taken?
These were in Jordan, Montana.
And what is that top photo? The top picture? What is in the top picture here?
Oh, that's their chickens and their mode of travel and the haystacks.
And how long did your parents live in Jordan?
I think 4 years. Something like that.
And who are the individuals in this picture?
Well, the man is my father.
And the little baby?
And that's my brother Martin. And the other one is me.
And where are you? Where are you?
In Jordan, Montana.
Do you have any memory of your time there in Jordan? Do you have any memory of your
No,
time
I was
there?
only 2 years old.
And what was it like? We have a little boy in this picture. Who is it?
That's my brother,
Which one?
Martin,
And what is he holding?
my doll that I got for Christmas.
And was that your first doll? Was that your first doll?
More than likely.
And did he play with it more than you?
What?
Did he play with it more than you?
I guess I don't remember. That's the same picture. You don't need to take that again. It's the same as this one. Oh no, not quite.
But you're still in Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And how well did you get along with your brother Martin? Can you describe your relationship with him?
Pretty well.
And what kind of things would you do together?
Well, the games we played those years, you know, outside and indoors, we would play hide and seek and stuff like that.
And did you go to school together as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went to school together at Ashley.
Is this you and your brothers?
Yeah, that's taken at Ashley.
And are you the one sitting down?
Yeah, and that's my other brother that's deceased. He passed away at 2 years.
And what was his name?
Fritz.
And where are you at? Where are you at in this
At
picture?
Ashley.
At the farm?
No,
Or
by
the
the
house?
parsonage.
What was that parsonage like?
Well, it was a wooden building. It was modern for that time, you know.
Do you remember how many rooms it had?
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 downstairs and 2 upstairs.
And did you have your own room or did you share?
No, I had my own.
Was that nice?
Huh.
Was that nice?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like you with is that your mother in this picture?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's at Ashley.
and who's the little guy?
Oh, that's the one that's deceased too.
Fritz?
Mm-hmm. Fritz.
And are you standing by the road? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
We're just having our picture taken.
And was it a special occasion? Your brother looks like he's in a suit.
It was probably Martin's birthday or something, I don't know.
And you said your mother was the stricter of your father and her? She was the strictest parent?
She what?
The more strict?
Mm-hmm.
How would she discipline you?
Oh, you don't do that. In German, of course.
And was that all you spoke at home, was German?
Huh?
Did you only speak German at home?
Yeah, we didn't speak a word of English. In fact, my dad wrote German letters to me till he died.
And you and your siblings again? At Ashley?
Mm-hmm.
And was this Fritz? That was the baby Fritz?
That's my younger brother, Herman.
And can you tell us what the outside of the house looked like?
Yeah, well, it was a wooden structure, you know. Mm-hmm.
What color was it? What color was it?
White.
And was it near town?
No, 10 miles out in the country.
Well, this is a fun picture. Can you tell us what is happening here?
lady on that end is my father's aunt. She stayed with us that winter.
What was her name?
Margaret Hopman.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, Hoppman.
And is that your father driving the car?
Mm-hmm.
And you and which brother?
Mm-hmm.
It's which brother?
Martin.
Martin. And when did your family get this car? Do you remember?
Was in the 20s.
And did you only have that one car for a long time? Was that the only car you had for a long time? Was that your parents' only car?
Mm-hmm.
Did that change things for you?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
Well, going from the other car, you know, you had the old Fords, if you ever seen pictures of them, you know, they had curtains on the sides and they were open, they were cold. This was a real treat to have a glass, you know.
Glass windows? Glass windows?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the house in Ashley?
No, that's our farmhouse when we were married.
Oh, okay. And where was that at?
18 miles north of Richardson.
And how long did you live there?
16 years.
What's your fondest memory of it?
Oh, the changes we went through. We got electricity when we lived there. And the children, we finally had a radio, but that's it.
Anything else you want to add about that house? Anything else you want to add about that house?
I changed a lot after I took over.
What did you change?
I painted the house outside. It was brown. I didn't like the brown, so I painted it white. And inside I changed the colors, you know.
What did those change to?
Yeah, like the bedroom the walls were dark brown and the floor was orange. So I changed it to light blue and the floor to gray.
Was that a lot better for you? Dorothy, what is this building? What is this place?
This is the farm at Ashley.
And what happened here?
Well, a tornado went through, and as you can see, you know, the barn collapsed.
What did that do to operations at the farm? Did you have to construct a new barn? Did you have to build a new barn after that?
Mm-hmm.
Did that take a long time?
Well, we had a man come in and do it. He could use a lot of the lumber from the old barn, but add new, you know. So.
And Dorothy, what is this picture of?
That's my confirmation and my class.
And where are you at? And what can you tell us about confirmation? What was it like?
Well, it was always a special day, you know, and my folks always boarded about 6 or 7 of the students that were there, and they'd usually come for dinner then at our house on confirmation day after services.
And was that a long day then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how long did you have to take classes before you were confirmed?
Well, 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And how old were you? How old were you?
Not quite 12.
And Dorothy, what is this picture?
That's when I was in Fargo at the Crippled Children's School. I had my hair cut. I had long hair up until then.
What was it like having short hair?
Really different, you know, at that time.
And how did you make the curls in your hair?
Oh, I had them fixed, you know.
Did it take a long time?
No, we'd fix our hair between us girls, you know.
And Dorothy, what about this picture?
Well, that's when I was in nurses training.
Do you know what year this is?
Mm.
Do you know what year this is?
And 37, 39, 38 and 39.
Okay. And what was nurses training like?
Well, it was strict then too, you know.
What did you have to do?
Oh, at that time we had to work, even clean the patients' rooms and everything.
How many hours a day?
Oh, we worked at least 10 hours a day.
How many days a week?
Every day.
So it was rigorous.
Mm.
It was rigorous?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any fond memories?
Yeah.
From that time?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share them with us?
Well, I made a lot of friends, and I had a boyfriend.
Is he the one that was back home?
No.
It was a different boyfriend?
It was my friend's brother.
Did you meet him while you were in nurses training?
Well, this friend of mine had me come there, you know, and she stayed with her sister. And I had to board there for the beginning of time, and of course her brother was there, and then we got to dating.
And how long did you date him?
About a year. Mm-hmm.
And what is this picture?
My wedding.
And what do you remember about this day?
Well, like I mentioned before, it rained all day.
How did you get to the church?
With the cars, but the roads were terrible.
Did your dress get dirty?
Yeah.
How did you manage? when it was dirty?
Well, I was very careful going there, you know, but I got a few spots on it after we went home and had pictures taken and everything, so.
So where did you have these pictures taken?
They were taken in Bismarck.
And were those on the same day you were married?
No,
When did you take them?
about 2 weeks later.
Was that a common thing to do?
No, usually they had pictures taken, you know, but we couldn't get a photographer out there.
Because of the weather?
Yeah, that too, and then I couldn't even have one of my bridesmaids because she wasn't there anymore.
So it really made a mess of it as far as people coming. People couldn't come because of the weather.
Yeah.
So it was
But there were quite a few at the church, you know.
And who is this a picture of?
That's Herbert's folks, my husband's folks.
And what can you tell us about what they're wearing?
Well, that's their wedding picture.
Do you know what year they were married?
No. I think some of those are repeats. Yeah. They're old. That's when the house was brown.
Before you repainted it? And this is the house you moved in after you were married?
Yeah, we lived together for 6 months. They moved to town and then we took over.
And what are the different rooms in the house that we see here? The different rooms?
Oh,
Can you tell us what part of the house?
well, this was a bedroom. This one was a bedroom upstairs. And this was a porch and the kitchen. And then the living room was on the other side of the bedroom.
And is this a different picture of what part of the house is this?
Well, that's the same as this. It's only,
Okay, different picture.
it's the same thing.
Were these... Okay, this was in the spring. Or is this still winter? That's still winter.
Well,
We see clothes on the line, or those... What are those on the clothing line?
oh, diapers.
Did you have a lot of those? Did you have to wash a lot of diapers? And when did you have your first child?
In 44.
And then this far picture, is that the barn
Yeah,
at that same farm?
the same place.
And what kind of animals did you keep there?
Oh, we had quite a few cattle and cows and 5 horses and all that, you know.
So quite a few. So were you cattle farmers or grain
Well,
farmers?
He wasn't really a rancher, but we raised some cattle, you know, and we milked about 14 cows, so.
And what did you do with the milk?
Well, at that time, you separated it and put it in cream cans and took it to town and sold the cream.
And how much would you get for the cream?
Well, a 5-gallon can, I think, came to about $4 or $5.
And what would you do with those?
Bought groceries.
And what kind of groceries would you buy? What kind of groceries?
Well, we didn't have to buy milk or cream or butter. You know, it was cereal and some meats, because we raised our own vegetables too, you know, so there wasn't that much in groceries. And that's an air view of our farm.
Of your farm. And do you know when this one was taken?
Hmm.
Do you know when this picture was taken?
I don't know.
What were the roads like going to the farm? What were the roads like?
Terrible. Oh. If it rained or snowed, we stayed home.
And was it a difficult transition for you to move from town life to the farm?
Huh?
Was it hard to move from growing up close to town to living on a farm?
No, because we lived 10 miles on the farm at Ashley too. No, from town. And then, of course, all the years I worked, I lived in town, but then went back on the farm, you know.
Was that difficult?
Huh?
Was that difficult, the transition?
Well, not in a way, because I was used to farm life, you know.
And we see there's a small bridge here.
Yeah.
Is there water?
Yeah, there was a creek that ran through there. We never had to pump water for the cattle. There was a spring, you know, that came up from the ground, and they put a tank there for the cattle. So we never had to pump water.
In this picture, you're wearing your mother-in-law's wedding dress.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the other dress?
That's my wedding gown.
And is it still in pretty good condition at that time?
Oh yeah, I still have it.